Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. This is session 24.2, and today, as long as I can remember how to do all of the steps correctly, I want to show you how you can do some Midi CC that you can send from your DAW or other device, and in my case, I'll be using the Akai Force just because it's right beside the SP404 Mark II. But we're going to go back into the MIDI track that I made last time, and I'm just going to use MIDI output channel 1. This will allow me to control bus 1. You could also configure MIDI output channel 2 for bus 2, all the way up to channel 4 for bus 4. MIDI channel 5 allows you to address the input effects. All of your settings are pretty well documented for this in the configuration manual guide that Roland puts out. So I would say, definitely go read that up. It covers what all the CCs are. I'll try and touch base on it real quick. But the thing I want to do, I'm going to hold down knob, and I'm going to go say track. And this allows me to put the knobs in track mode on the Akai Force. And then I need to go to menu and create a macro. So right now, this first knob is set to volume. I'm going to just delete it. I'm going to create a new macro that will be for, we're going to edit, and a fun one to edit here is CC19. It happens to be called general purpose. Don't worry that the names don't match. You just pick whatever CC you want. And now you can, hopefully you can see here, but this now says general purpose 4. That's just MIDI CC19. I don't remember if you can rename these. I thought you could. I guess you could. Yeah, with the keyboard up here you can. Anyway, I'm not going to bother renaming it, but I just want to show you what happens if I turn this all the way up or down. I should be seeing. Yeah, so just got to get out of the screensaver. You can see turning it, I'm hitting a certain threshold, which I think is either 64 or so. Yeah, 63 to 64. So when I send a MIDI CC19 over and it passes 64, it's going to turn the isolator on, which is because that happens to be the effect that I have on. And if I go below, it's going to turn it off. And if I just switch to the filter drive, I can do the same thing now. I can just turn it on and off. Similarly, another one that is good to know is MIDI CC 83 allows you to select your effects type. So if I just delete this pan, come in, we'll just add a 83. It's going to take me a minute to scroll down here. You can, just got 83. So we got 83 now. And this allows you to scroll through. Hopefully you can see this over here. It's selecting filter drive, resonator, delay, isolator, DJ, effects looper, and then it's going to go through all the MFX. You can even hold remain. If you hold it up with remain and hit your MFX, you can then watch as you scroll through your different effects here. So you can see the display gets updated with what is there. And again, you can automate the on and off, which is super cool because you can now use the Mark II as a really handy output effects box that you can then automate kind of like you would from your DAW to do different effects. Another important thing in my mind is that we can even come in and let's say I'll just take this send control 4. Let's just delete it. You frequently can't get access to Vinyl Sim's not a great example of this. Let's switch to I think Super Filter. So I'm going to hold remain, hit MFX to keep the page up, and now I can toggle between the two pages by just pushing the enter button. Now, if I want to be able to access the knobs, I can only do 3 at a time. However, this CC change allows you to get at the ones in the back while you're functioning on the ones that are kind of on the display. So a fun thing we can do now is I can start creating, go to edit, and basically what they've done is these are just known as control 1, control 2, control 3, which are the ones on the first page. When you hit the second page, it's 4, 5, and 6. These are now mapped to control 1 is MIDI CC 16, control 2 is 17, and control 3 is 18. And the ones in the back for the second page are mapped to control knob 4, 5, and 6, which are also mapped to CC 80, 81, and 82. So with all that information, let's say I wanted to set it up so that I can modify the knobs for the ones that I don't have direct access to. I'm just creating some new mappings in the macro here. And again, there'll be different ways to do this on different DAWs, but fundamentally it's going to work the same. So we're doing 80, 81, and delete and add. We're going to do 82. I just want to show you that this allows me now to take and change the values. Should be changing them. What did I do wrong? Oh, I'm possibly on the wrong knobs. Here we go. I did these 3, not those 3. Sorry. So you can now see I'm on the second page and I am modifying these values in the background. And if I want to see what's on the first page, I can now modify the ones in the background. And it's not going to update or show here, but it will sound different. And I could just, maybe I'll just play a pattern. And it's kind of low, but that's because, let's switch back over. I'll show you the display here. And we've got the low pass filter is in. Why didn't that hold up? So if I open up the cutoff filter, you can hear it's being affected by you might be able to hear this. It's being affected by the LFO in the background, which if we just go here and pop over, again, it's just messing with me. I think it's because we're running a pattern. It doesn't want to stay in focus. Let's see. Will it disappear? Yeah, it's just doing it. I don't know why it's doing that. Apparently at the end of the pattern, it's just moving over. But I can now, the important thing is I just want to let you know, you can address multiple MIDI CCs. And if you have like a big control bank or you have something that allows you to do different controls, you can do this for each bus. So you have potentially up to 6 controls for buses 1 through 4. And this is awesome because bus 3 and bus 4 traditionally have been hard to get at. So now you have a way you can go automate parameters on bus 3 and bus 4. Also, the input effects, being able to automate the MIDI's the control knobs values while it's just having input come in through the front. I think that's awesome. So anyway, hope that helps you guys out, and keep having fun, keep making beats. Peace.